Listen, we have been working with the authorities in Bulgaria for a period of time. We appreciate their cooperation. I can confirm that the individual in question is a dual national who resides in Lebanon.
Foreign Minister John Baird yesterday in the House of Commons, I was talking to him this morning as a part of a radio show I was doing here in Ottawa on 580 CFRA, and he admitted this is a tough nut to crack, dual nationals, and you can't have a fast and easy rule. Cited people that live in Los Angeles in the entertainment industry, not necessarily involved in terrorism, except they need a Canadian passport. Joining us to talk about the real issue surrounding multiculturalism and all of this is Tarek Fatah, a Toronto Sun columnist. And Tarek, I wasn't shocked when I heard that there was a Canadian involved in this. We've heard of Canadians involved in other attacks before, Canadian passports involved. But this guy is someone that did live here for a while but left a long time ago, still using the Canadian passport.
Well, it doesn't matter whether he lived here or elsewhere. We just have reports that a group of Pakistanis, Canadians who went to Pakistan 6 months ago, trained in military camps over there, told the Agence France Presse AFP that they're coming back home. Not a single newspaper has picked up that story because I think I should blame journalism as well for this. How many have followed up on how many Canadians today live in South Lebanon? Do you know of any foreign eager reporter who's been there to say how many of the 50,000 Canadians who live in Lebanon know anything about Canada? And
I believe that there were follow-ups on the evacuation. That's what you're talking about, the evacuation
I'm not talking about
2006?
No,
there were follow-ups on that with the majority of people we evacuated just went straight back to Lebanon.
The issue is who's going to take up national security issues without fear-mongering. We have a situation where the question of dual citizenship is very easy to resolve. We can only allow dual citizenship with countries that are allied to Canada, which means they're either in NATO or through multilateral agreements. That's it. We cannot allow someone who believes in Islamic supremacy, whose very core belief is Sharia law, gets his passport, like some of my relatives, and has never lived in Canada ever. And no matter who you take up, they are willing to fight to destroy Canada. They might not take up arms, but they have absolute contempt for Western civilization. The passport that Canada gives them allows them either to do business travel or as terrorists to go from Argentina to Turkey to Bulgaria, where they wish to. We cannot simply sit back and say, oh, well, what do? We have some people living in Florida who need a passport. Well, the United States of America and Canada are NATO allies. We can go through this by saying...
Jason Kenney has a partial solution. Let me play you a clip of what Minister Kenney had to say, and we'll see if this is something that you think will go far enough.
Canadian citizenship is predicated on loyalty to this country, and I cannot think of a more obvious act of renouncing one's sense of loyalty than going and committing acts of terror. Right now, under the current Canadian law, we have no power to revoke or to deem renunciation of citizenship on the part of a dual citizen terrorist of this nature, although every other Western democracy I've studied does have a similar power.
So Kenney says if you're caught doing this, your citizenship's gone, your passport's gone.
There's a private...
Is that partial or a good response?
It's a good response. There's a private member's bill from the Conservative member of Calgary, I think Northeast.
Yeah.
And that is an incentive to become a Canadian faster is if you're a resident and you serve in the Canadian Armed Forces. The penalty is that if you are found to have involved yourself in terrorism against Canada, and I would say add allied troops, we revoke your citizenship. But beyond taking up arms, the question is, the Canadian cleric who's gone from here after taking oath of citizenship and has stormed the parliament in Islamabad to set about a military coup, openly says on TV, I don't believe in the monarchy, I don't give a damn about any monarchist system or any head of government, yet he has a Canadian passport. Shouldn't we ask him to come out and strip him of his citizenship? But we can't. And we won't, because there are too few politicians.
Well, Devinder Shori says, let's do this, and the NDP and the Liberals and the media, quite frankly, go up on their hind legs and go, oh, you can't do that, racial profiling, you're fear-mongering. No, I think this is a real issue. This is a real issue, and to heck with what they're going to call us.
Brian, we are at war. We're at war. I mean, I'm glad
let me ask you this. You came out of Pakistan a long time ago. What was it's more than 20, 30 years ago? 35 years ago.
Yeah, 25.
You came out of Pakistan at a different time. It wasn't always a great country, but you came out before I think it was as radicalized as it is now.
Yes, yes.
I've been hearing from people saying we should restrict immigration to people that share the systems of government and respect for democracy that we have. Pakistan, for a long time, while it was a radical place, was one of our top sources of immigrants. And I'm not sure that that's a good thing unless they're willing to renounce the system they're coming from, that we're necessarily getting people that are going to integrate into our system.
Well, there are Pakistanis and there are Pakistanis. I know hundreds of Pakistanis who are fed up with Sharia law and have come here to enjoy secular liberal democracy.
Yeah.
I also know of hundreds of Pakistani army generals linked with terrorist groups associated with the ISI who have purchased billion-dollar homes right in Toronto, Ottawa, Kitchener, London, and Vancouver. And they are ideologically hostile to this country, hate Canada, espouse hatred for the United States, and they flaunt their ability to have what they call purchased a Canadian passport, and they mock Canadians saying, what sort of a country are you? I gave $1 million and here I am and you can't do a damn thing about me. I wish there were people who were able to protest outside the homes of these terror-supporting Pakistani generals who have violated the sanctity of this country.
Well,
so Brian, the issue is not that you restrict a blanket a country out of it. What you need to emphasize is anyone coming to this country should take the oath and says that there is a separation between religion and state. I would suggest they be asked, do you believe in Sharia law? If they say yes, we say thank you very much, we can do without you. We have enough good people in the Philippines and Congo to come over here and build our economy.
Tarek, we'll have to leave it there. We've posted links to your latest column on those generals at our social sites. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you.